This is more than we expected, and we don't have enough chairs, but thank you for coming, and we look forward to having a good and engaging time together, and we're really interested in the question.
Presentation. He is only 23 years old, and a graduate of the Marketing Institute, and I say that as a Wharton Academy graduate, so you know that matters. Thank you very much for that, brother. Also for providing us all with an entirely new context in which to use the word friction. It's new, it's classy, I dig it. Now, coming to communicate with us now is John Narroway, a tech entrepreneur and consultant, and one of the biggest brains in the room, I am led to understand. And also, based on the Public Puma's best dressed fella in the building. So please clap it up for Mr. John Narroway.
So I just want to start out by saying I apologize. I did not attend the speech class that Minister Keynes was giving this morning because those first two were just unbelievable presentations and definitely echoes the energy that we are dealing with day in and day out. So my job is not to sell you on blockchain right now. So my job is to remove the Kool-Aid from everybody and let's get real about what we're trying to do here in Bermuda with this technology and try to take it in what's been 2 years journey for us at the BDA and looking for another pillar of the economy and boiling that down into 7 minutes. So wish me luck. So fintech in itself, think of it as not an industry. We are going to mix this up a little bit over the next couple of years, but think of it as a battle cry. Okay? It's fundamentally we are at the stage where we're replumbing the financial world. We're replumbing what it means to engage as citizens on Earth because it's broken, right? Like we saw 2008, 2009, we've seen it break many, many times, cycle after cycle. And this is the next generation of this, and it's some of the greatest minds are working on it, and it's really, really encouraging for mankind to know that it's a global movement, not just something for, if you will, the 1%. This is coming from the grassroots, and it's really, really important. So just want to take you through the journey that we've been through in 2 years. So we were looking for another pillar for the economy. Within the BDA, my role is looking to the future. I spend most of my time in the future tense. I have the best job in the world. Like I get to play around with AI and quantum computing and space stuff, and it's really, really cool. The whole time we're trying to figure out, could we use this stuff in Bermuda? Could this actually have a meaningful impact in Bermuda? Not for a nameplate of a law firm, which is not a bad thing to have, but ultimately so that we have a future and a future economy that our kids have the ability to come back and participate in this economy doing what they really love to do, and it being in something that's diverse away from what we're currently, what our two pillars are presently. So really it's about how did we identify the future opportunities. So a quick story, we thought we were really going to push really, really hard on InsurTech. Last year. We spent a lot of effort looking at InsurTech, and there's a lot going on in insurance tech. I mean, when we're talking about the replumbing of financial networks, the insurance industry is definitely replumbing right now, and there's a lot of interesting things happening around how you buy insurance and how you're going to be buying insurance in the future. So we thought that would be a really good area for Bermuda to play a leading role because, well, our economy is built on insurance right now. And we're going to presentations, and the interesting thing is that people were actually getting up on stage and started talking about blockchain as being core to what they were doing. And then they started talking about how they needed to raise money for their new insurance startup that they were working on. They're saying, well, we actually raised all of our money doing a token launch. And we're like looking at each other going, what's a token launch? We better figure this out. So we started digging into it, and then by last summer we realized this was pretty real because there was more money going into ICOs or token launches or coin launches that was going into the market for traditional venture capital. So venture capital basically is what funds startup businesses, and that's where you get the $20, $30, $40 million. So to see a young entrepreneur stand up on stage and go, I've raised $40 million for my brand new company, and he can barely speak English. He's got a fantastic idea. 5 years ago, he would have never been able to start up a company and hire people and make things happen, and now it's possible. So the opportunities for everybody to participate in this are real, okay? So we realized that this is something pretty real that we needed to take full advantage of. So we came back and started doing meetings and started writing papers and pulled together a task force really, really quickly and started looking at all the ways that we could move on this. And in November, we formed a series of task groups, and we got to work. The minister mentioned we did a conference in Davos, and we were able to bring some of the best minds together into a room for a couple of days, and we mapped out what the future of Bermuda could look like. And since then, we have been, it's just been nonstop, really. The energy is unbelievable. We're seeing not the negatives of it. We're seeing so much of the positives of it. The real companies are coming to us. The big guys are coming to us. We are holding ourselves out there to say we are the quality jurisdiction. That we're not looking for everybody in the space to come to Bermuda, because we realize that there's going to be a big shakeout at some point, and there's those that are ready for it and that those aren't. But the really big guys are coming to us and are really interested in what we're doing, and that's proof positive that we're doing the right things and saying the right things right now. So the first thing we had to do is identify the opportunity, and we've done that really, really well. The second thing we have to do is we have to build this ecosystem. And to do that, we've looked at it, we've kind of broken it down into 4 areas. I really should have done slides because it'd be much easier, but we've broken it down into 4 areas. First being policy, that's our regulations and our laws, and we've gotten to work on that. We've done a fantastic job around building that legislative framework and rules and regulations that are going to govern this. And tomorrow we're reading the Digital Assets Business Act for the second reading in the House tomorrow. I actually reread it this morning with fresh eyes, as fresh as you have at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I was rereading it this morning, and I realized that this is really going to be tough for them. Like, this is actually very comprehensive. It is not going to be for those that are looking for a place to hide. This is definitely going to be fully transparent. This is definitely going to require physical presence for all of these companies. They are going to have a complement of staff here, and I think that holds well for when we start talking about jobs. They're going to have compliance people. They're going to have marketing people. They're going to have financial controllers in place. And that's what Bermuda's always been really, really good at. And that's an extension of what we've been able to build here within the insurance industry. The next thing we have to do is identify actually what are the right bits and pieces of this category to get involved with. And lucky for us, the companies that have been coming here have realized that Bermuda is not necessarily the tech center of the world, but we are really the compliance and regulatory world that gets technology, that we're actually open to how to manage this new world and thinking ahead 5 or 6 years in the regulations that we've been drafting. So when we've had companies such as Binance that have come to the island, have signed an agreement, they're the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. They're trading over $1 billion a day, and they're going to be based in Bermuda. But they're not looking to necessarily do the technology here right now. They're using Bermuda for their compliance office, their global compliance office, which means they're going to use Bermuda for what Bermuda does really, really well. So I think that's a real vote of confidence in what we've been able to leverage from our history. Next thing is capital. Capital access is absolutely important. We have to have access to capital to make things happen. And you can see that, from the people that have been coming to the island and have been looking to work with Bermuda, that they're interested in more than just having a business here, that they really want to engage in the community. They want to make things happen. They want to make sure that we are in a position to educate the people of Bermuda, not just young people, but all people in Bermuda, retrain and make things happen. And that brings up the last point, which is talent. This is a really big opportunity for Bermuda. And there's the saying that, luck is, 50% preparation and 50% opportunity. I think that holds true in any case. And in this case, it's absolutely true that, we are prepared in so many aspects of this. And we just have to make sure that our young people are ready to go, that we're encouraging them to explore every option possible the next couple of years, to take advantage of everything that comes along in terms of training, whether it's here or away. And ultimately, what we've been talking about is, how do we also reverse the brain drain? How do we bring back the Bermudians that are working overseas that, perhaps weren't that interested in working in reinsurance, but might be really excited to work in these new industries? So then number 3, how do we support this ecosystem? And again, it's all of us working together. It's all of us as an island being welcoming, to being encouraging, to not getting this confused with what the latest story was in the Wall Street Journal, but actually realizing that this is a real industry, this is a real movement, and that Bermuda is leading the charge, as we always have, around financial regulation. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's standing room only. It's so encouraging to see everybody here, so thank you very much.
So, please clap a little more for Mr. Narway. Thank you.